Hello, I'm Stella Villalon with Easy Cooking, and today we're going to make the famous Marry Me chicken. It's the first time I make it, so we're going to see if we're going to get married or get divorced. So first, we're going to get our spices. These are the spices you put into the flour, and it's garlic, and then this is pepper. This is Italian seasoning, paprika, red peppers, and salt. And it's all 2 teaspoons of each. So that's easy. Then you put some flour in a pan, pour it all in there, give them a little mix. And as you can tell, my pan is warming up. In that pan, I have 2 tablespoons of butter and a little bit of this oil, just enough to cover the bottom. You really got to make sure this is all mixed in. And the 2 teaspoons is really going to make it taste good, because that's where a lot of the flavor is going to come from. So then, what you do is you drag your chicken pieces through the flour. There you go. I'm going to do a couple and then I'll come back. But once they're drenched in the flour mix, gently put them in the pan. Remember, you're going to let them cook for about 5 minutes on each side. You don't want to crowd them, because that's one of the rules. Okay, there you go. And then when we come back, after we cook from 5 minutes on each side, I'll go into our next step. Okay, we're back, and I've seared the chicken for 5 minutes on each side, and you can see how pretty that looks. So you take the chicken out, and remember you put the chicken in that batter, and then you mix those ingredients in it. And now you're going to take it out. They're going to rest a little bit over here. And I'm going to get my little scratchy just to get all this great tasting stuff going. I'm going to add a little bit more butter because it is a bit dry. You like butter, so. Okay, so now this is sun-dried tomatoes and garlic. That's just the squeezed out garlic, so it's easy. You don't have to do anything unless you like fresh garlic. And you can do that, and you can let that saute a little bit. Some people at this point like to add wine. So now I'm going to add just 2.5 cups of chicken broth, or a can. So you drop that in there. And then I have 3/4 of a cup heavy whipping cream. It's going to make it yummy. And then half a cup of Parmesan cheese. And you're going to let it cook there in that bath for a while. And if you want, you can add a tablespoon of sour cream, which I like to do. Even though I've never made this before, just kidding. And mix that in there. Just makes it a little thicker if you like thicker. You're going to let it boil a little bit, cook for about a couple of minutes. So we'll be back, and I'll tell you how long I cooked it for. Okay, so I've been simmering it for 5 minutes, and it's ready. Should be. Now you go back and you add your chicken. And that's going to simmer for a couple of minutes, and once that happens, then we will top it off with our basil, and we'll show you that step in just a second. Let this cook for a little bit. Okay, we're back, and as you can see, it's been simmering for about 10 minutes, maybe less. And what you do at the end, you can top it off with basil. You can use spinach. Some people use spinach. You can add a little bit more dried tomatoes. You can add really whatever you want. So here's the plate. Well, let me tell you what you pour it over. You're gonna lay it over some pasta, any kind of pasta, or any kind of mashed potatoes. Okay, there's only one kind of mashed potatoes, but over mashed potatoes. Because we have a wedding coming up, we're kind of wanting to make it less less calories. So what we're using is a bed of broccoli. Everybody's favorite, right? Okay, so here you go. This is just the plating part. Yummy. And you want to come back and make sure that you get some of these juices and some of these tomatoes and just lather it over. And then, doesn't that look delicious, Bo?
Sure does.
Will you marry me? Again?
Okay.
I made them. There you go. And you have your Marry Me chicken. Thank you very much for joining us in cooking this great meal. And once again, please like it or subscribe. Have a good day and enjoy your Marry Me chicken.